I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be on here on a nice Sunday morning for a podcast.
Yes, and of course, a beautiful live stream. We always have some of the greatest Star Wars fans in the chat, as always, really helping us go through this stream like butter. Like it's easy. You guys always talking to us, always chipping in. We love to hear your ideas, and that's what we're doing. John, what's going on this Sunday, man?
Dude, it's another day, man. We're here. We woke up today. Happy to see everybody. Happy to see everyone in the chat. Like, we already got a good amount of people here, so that's great to see. Shout out to the people who I checked an hour ago and were waiting for us to start up. So it's good, man. We got an incredible guest here. Just good dudes, good people, good vibes today. So I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So with this final trailer, everybody, we're going to be talking a lot of Mando and Grogu, and then at the end, we're going to get into just some brief and good predictions going into Maul Shadow Lord tonight, episode 5 and 6. And probably just around 14 to 15 hours from right now, we will have episode 5 and 6 of Maul Shadow Lord, and we might see some Inquisitors tonight. Who knows?
Inquisition,
So
baby.
Inquisition, that's just my little inkling, If only if I knew the titles of the episodes, I would know that. But yeah, absolutely stoked. But let's get into this. Let's start this off right today. Before we talk in the chat, yo, what are we thinking of that final Mandalorian and Grogu trailer that dropped just a couple days ago?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the best trailer so far, in my personal opinion. I think it did its job of getting people really, really excited. Obviously, a bunch of brand new scenes, but to me, it's the score. I know with the Mandalorian show, they didn't do any of the like OG stuff. They just did the Ludwig stuff, all new score, except for when Luke comes in at the end of season two. But I do like the using the Force theme, using Yoda's theme, using the Imperial March to just get people hyped up and get people ready for more Star Wars. Because yes, it is the first Star Wars movie in six and a half years, but people gotta realize what this is. Star Wars back in theaters. That's a big deal, and I think that trailer made its point.
Oh, dude. It was so good. And I remember watching your stream too, and you're like, dude, I have goosebumps. I'm like, that was literally me at work, like holding my phone in my hand, like like we've always been talking, like, everyone's like, we're so back, and it's like, yo, Star Wars has been here. We're just elevating the hype right now. We feel like we're back, but we've always been here. But this trailer was absolutely impeccable, and this one, like you said, this one felt like Star Wars. This one this is how we're going forward. But dude, oh my god, it was so good. John, what did you pull from it?
I keep getting to the like for Star Wars this year for me. I keep saying it, but it's been the Joe Rogan at the UFC fight meme, where like he's like holding everyone back.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I've been between all the trailers for for Maul Shadow Lord and the episodes, the animation, the sound design. The same thing with Mando. So to get back-to-back months of Maul Shadow Lord and then the Mando movie with what they've been doing, like we talk about like being excited doing it. It's like as a fan, it's been a good. We've been eating very well. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just excited, man. Like I loved seeing everyone buy tickets up already. Like that was cool. I still haven't bought my own tickets. Like that's something that I need to get on top of. But like it's good to see the hype from one thing continue into the next. And it's like, we have this moving with Maul, and then that's going to end, and we're going to go straight into the Mando movie and, Star Wars celebration with everything they have for May the 4th. And like, dude, it's a good time, man. Like, of to be alive in the Star Wars, like, fans era.
Yeah. We're living in a good time cuz like I always think back to like when my dad was growing up, and like especially probably with our parents as well. Like they had 3 movies that were great, but then they had to wait 20 years until they got the, next installment.
yeah,
Like that's just insane to think. Like imagine us waiting 20 years just to get another Star Wars project, That would
yeah.
suck.
And even between those original movies, it was 3 years in between that, and they weren't getting anything else. The gap between Andor season two last year and Maul Shadow Lord this year was like 8 months, and I was like, "What is going on? I
Oh,
need more Star Wars." So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine waiting 3 years and then 16 years. It'd be brutal.
I keep
Oh, dude.
I was talking to someone about it, and I was like, I'm gonna be 80 telling my like grandkids about the run from season 7 Clone Wars between Bad Batch and all the shows that came out. Like that 5-10 year run that we're on right now is just like insane.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's
And
only
like
been
you,
on Disney Plus, which is crazy.
yes.
Yeah, that's nutty, dude. I was thinking about that too, like with the Mandalorian and Grogu. How long do we think it's going to be before that's then put on Disney Plus for people to start viewing? Is it going to be, I mean, especially if this movie it does really well, it could be like months before it comes out on
Yeah.
Disney Plus. But I don't know. Streaming is a different game these years.
Yeah, I think that if they're smart, they should release it sort of either a week before or a week after, something along those lines, with Ahsoka season 2. Like,
Hmm.
use the Mandalorian and Grogu going to Disney Plus to sort of hype up your next project. Also, because these two projects are probably going to be very connected going
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I can't remember who said it, but there should be like a direct link from the end of Mando and Grogu. It could go right into Ahsoka season 2 or at least set up what's coming in Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, John Favreau, he said, literally the director of the movie, he's saying that there's going to be clues. He said clues between Mando and Grogu in setting up Ahsoka season 2. So
Shadow
that's
Council.
Beautiful.
Give me the Shadow Council, dude. I
yes,
want.
exactly.
I need it.
Yeah, that's my whole
Yes.
thing. Like, I see a bunch of people online saying, like, oh, Thrawn will never be in this movie, and maybe he's not, but at least his presence will be felt. It'll be like Palpatine in A New Hope. He's not there, but they mention him. You know his existence. You know that he's the one in charge. So I feel like Thrawn will have that same presence on this movie, and it will set up, like you said, John, with the Shadow Council and all this stuff. And people forget that we got the Shadow Council in The Mandalorian season 3. So it's not like these
Hmm.
connections
Yep.
haven't already been there. Thrawn's already been mentioned in The Mandalorian. So, yeah.
We've seen Pelion, we've seen Hux. Like that's where I would love to see. It's like, they were, um, Gideon was like hoarding these resources and getting mad at Pelion for, controlling that vast amount of resources. And it's like, okay, where's Pelion? Where's the
Exactly.
fleet? Where's the Imperial remnants? Like that's what we're like, and we're gonna get into it, dude. And I'm just, oh,
Man, beautiful. It's gonna be so good. And even what's so cool, like, and I've always said this too, is like the Mandoverse is probably my favorite era in all of Star Wars. Just because you have so many legacy characters, so many new cool sabers, but it's just it's or new characters. It's just so interesting that this timeline is able to have characters like Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Din Djarin, Grogu, like it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
It's like we're getting our own new version of a live action Clone Wars. Because when the Clone Wars was coming out, it was the exact same conversation. We're like, we get to see more story with our favorite characters, with Boba Fett, who's in the Clone Wars, and bounty hunters that we know, and Anakin and Obi-Wan, obviously. But this is our new version of that. This is, we
Mm.
still get Boba Fett, we still get Fennec Shand, we still get Bo-Katan and Ahsoka Tano and Luke Skywalker even involved. But it's new characters too, like Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex. Now you got Grogu and Din Djarin. Like, this is our
Yeah.
next generation of filling in the gaps, I guess.
and
Mm.
we're not gonna get the EU material like from like word for word, but this is our adaptation of the Heir to the Empire type of vibe. It's like we have
Yeah,
Thrawn, we have so it's like, they're pulling from these material and it's you can kind of see the direction an idea of what they're doing. Um, but it's like it's exciting, it's like we didn't really get that. So to have all these things slowly coming in and it's like, if they pull Cal Kestis, like that's a whole other, Star Wars universe, quote unquote, of things that we've never seen. So like seeing a live action Purge Trooper, like that would be rad. So it's,
that'd be
there's a
great.
lot of things where it's like, you know, they can culminate this if they'd like to. So I would love to see that.
Mm. That'd be so good. Um, does Mike sound a little quiet? He sounds good on my end.
Yeah,
Sounds good. I
I don't
turned
know.
John and I down just in case. But
Okay, cool.
yeah. So yeah, this is a good little era here, and of course, just in a little bit, we will show the trailer. We'll watch through it a little bit of Mandalorian and Grogu. But to kind of tap in with the Shadow Council, I just in Mando season 3, when I found out that Brendel Hux was a part of the Shadow Council, I'm like, oh my god, dude, they're tying in the knots going into the sequel trilogy. And no matter what you think of the sequel trilogy, this is what you want if you're not a huge fan of it, because this is going to help
Yep.
tie in some of those loose ends, and some people are like, I don't want to read books, even though there's some really good knowledge that you can find on, connecting those loose ends for the sequel trilogy and novels and comics. But Brendel Hux alone can really pave the way leading into Armitage and like why he's the way he is, or why the First Order
Yeah.
was really strong, you'd say at the beginning, and it just fades in within an episode. So that getting different factions and characters from other projects in this Mandoverse timeline really, really helps out that story going forward. So yeah, Shadow Council, sign me up, man. I want it. I want it.
Yeah. Well, I think we've already seen too in the Mandalorian a bunch of connections to the sequel trilogy as well, with like that stuff obviously. But you have in season 2 the back to tank with a Snoke looking thing in it on Navarro. Like you already have those things. So I think people just haven't realized that it's connecting to the sequels yet. I'm sure there'll be this one thing, whatever it is, this one little detail that connects to the sequels a little too much, and then people start to lose their minds because that's what Star Wars fans do for a living.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's already connected to the sequels, and I think it will do what the Clone Wars did for a lot of fans with the prequels, is just make them better, make those movies better. Not that they needed it. Same with the originals. I think Andor and Rogue One makes the originals so much better,
Mm.
specifically A New Hope. And it's not that those movies needed it, but it still happened, and we got great stories along with it. So
You
Yeah.
know, context is key, and like that's one of those things where it's like, just like you guys have been saying, it's like, for if you're upset with the sequels, it's like, well, here's our period to fill in all those holes and to really understand what was going on. Um,
yeah,
and I think it's just one of those, it's a time period that we've been in for a good minute, and so to really get the full scale of what's going on. Again, I come back to the Imperial side because it's like there's still a whole Imperial galaxy out there. Like there's a lot of planets and things like that that are still under Imperial control. And then, with them creating this new Lego character for our Imperial guy, like they dripped him out with his
Mm.
fur coat. Like he got a whole new setup for this character. So like he's gonna play somewhat of a role. So again, I really would just like to see, again, it comes back to like the what are we doing with the Imperials kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, on that Lego fig too, dude. Spoiler warning, real quick.
Here
Okay,
we go.
if you hadn't read the first 18 minutes of the movie, apparently that Shadow Council, almost called him a Shadow Lord, that Shadow Council member gets got in the beginning by Mando. So like
Yeah,
it's like, damn, they made this dripped out minifig, and he's just in and out like that. Like that's crazy.
yeah. But you also have to think too, like Din Djarin has now killed Moff Gideon, and then he's gonna kill this guy too. So he's already got 2 Shadow Council members. You think the other Shadow Council members, and Thrawn in particular, are not gonna be like, we got to deal with this guy, and maybe that's why
Yeah.
Embo's after him in the movie. Like, that's what makes this really really cool. And I think we still don't really know what's going on in this movie, and we're like 30 days away from it. So it's really cool.
Yeah. I know they're talking about ramping up the exposure and all of the sales marketing. I went to Walmart this morning actually, and they had an entire Mando and Grogu display of them on the ATRT. Looked really cool. All the toys are out. Didn't see the new Lego sets, but dude, like it's absolutely insane how now it's like, okay, we're getting after it. We're starting to ramp this
Yeah.
up. So, also real quick before we check out this trailer, are we gonna get a Tales of series this year? Is it gonna be after Maul, between Maul and Mando, or are we just not gonna get one? Or is it gonna be in the fall time, kind of like Tales of the Jedi was? What do we think?
I think we'll find out in May if we're gonna get one.
Yeah. If it gets announced, it'll be in May. I don't think it will release in May just because of a very short gap between Maul and Mando. I honestly think they might take the year off on this just
Mm.
because they're giving us Maul's Shadow Lord, and it almost feels like we were getting Tales of the Jedi during the time of the Bad Batch, but it's almost like the gap between the Bad Batch ending and us getting Maul has been filled with Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. So I'm sure we'll get more of that. It's just a question of will it be this year, I guess. And I'm gonna say no. Well, the other thing that also makes me think it won't happen later on in the year is the Vision spinoff. So you got the
Mm.
ninth Jedi Vision spinoff. So that might be the animation for the back half of this year, and they might just push Tales of whatever to next year. Well, I want to ask you guys this too. Do you guys think that we'll ever get a season 2 to any of the Tales we've already got? Obviously, Tales of the Jedi is the obvious one because there's so many Jedi that you can cover, but they have yet to do that. Like they just keep going to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Do you think they'll ever go back and do a season two?
I would
I have
like
a
it.
I don't know if they will. I think it would be cool, but I think there's so many aspects that they could pull from for a Tales of series where it's like, you're gonna get a split of probably a fan base where some people are gonna be like, "Why are we revisiting this?" When there's like, for me personally, it's like, where is my Tales of Vader? Like,
Yeah.
where is anything Vader related? Like the biggest character in Star Wars, and we haven't seen squat. I just see him get belittled in every fight he gets in.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing. But then also it's like, with getting it later in the season, it's like we already have Maul season two. So it's like with Visions, Maul season two already confirmed, like with them seeing the success from this, it's like I would imagine they're like, why not just pour our resources into Maul season two and just carry that forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. And depending on when that comes out too. Maybe we could get like the next Tales of like on Christmas Day or something. That'd be tight.
That'd be nice.
Or first of the year next year. But yeah, I could see that too. I mean, they're pumping out so many things, and Maul Shadow Lord, I don't know about you guys, but it's actually been a lot better than I could have ever imagined. And
Yeah.
I usually go into things with a super, super low expectation. And this is just kind of just thrown the trajectory out into space, dude. Like it's absolutely
Yeah.
different. It's amazing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for it no matter what. Um, Real quick, let's shout out to everybody. We got Jedi Jarvo in the building, 50 Thunderer, Brandon Baker, of course, Max Rebo Experience. What's going on? Neil was first. Neil was first. Neil's the chosen one, actually. I Haja in the building. What's going on? Alexander Wilson.
Haja,
What's up? Yep, there goes Haja talking about green farts. That's how we know Haja's here. Um, Mando, what's up? What's up? April, hell yeah. Shout out everybody for being here this morning. Really appreciate you. Yo, let's look at this freaking trailer. Are we ready? Let's look at this again because this was amazing. Seeing Grogu on the little branch. That's my guy. He's so perfect. Let me get the layout switched over here for our
that's
viewing.
my boy Blue.
That's my boy. That's my boy Grogu, man. All right, let's check this out, everybody.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
All right, man. Just hearing the Force theme and just thinking of Yoda, thinking of Luke, and really just the original trilogy, like we're not too far from that in this timeline. That right there just sends me into like a Star Wars shock. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a kid again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That my there's so many great pieces of score in Star Wars, but for some reason, something happened when I was a child that when Yoda lifts that X-wing out of the swamp on Dagobah, and that Force theme, Yoda theme, whatever you want to call it, that plays, it's just goosebumps every time. And my favorite thing about this being a movie and it being in IMAX is there cannot be a level of volume that is high enough for my ears to listen to Star Wars. So IMAX is going to be as loud as possible, and that'll hopefully satisfy my viewing needs. But yeah, it's
Ah,
immediate goosebumps.
oh man, it's gonna. Oh, let's continue. Let's continue.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
The subtle Imperial March theme right behind. See, I'm thinking Vader's gonna come back from the dead. You know, everyone else is coming back from the dead. Why not bring Vader? Dude, like John, how does that make you feel hearing that theme song, bro?
I just, again, I'm a big Imperial dude, so it's like I love when they implement that in the subtle foreshadow. It's like the Empire's still alive. Like, yeah, it only lasted like 15 years in the grand scheme of things, but it's like, it's still alive and well. They still have these guys out there plotting, scheming. So it's like, where are we going with this? Let me see something.
Right. Ah, dude. It's so cool too that they bring in the Shadow Council. They give them that screen front and center, and it's just like, wow, they got, a lot of guys on board. And obviously there's going to be some rumblings between them. And this is where we just really get into it. But the Empire, they probably feel like they're very strong. Their remnants do, anyways. They feel like they're really strong and they can get things kind of ramped up again, especially knowing that Thrawn's coming back. It's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
Well, Ansi and Embo back is pretty great to see.
Ah,
Gotta
dude,
love that.
the Clone Wars GOAT.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Dude, the first time I saw that horrible baby, I'm like, what did he do? Come on, he's just giving you a hug in season 3. Come on.
Every time I see Mando, it's the like yes, Piccolo, I see the fit. Like the dude is just so dripped out in this movie.
He
Yeah.
is, man.
And seeing Zeb too. Zeb, like, pulling off a character like that in live action is so hard to do. And Zeb in The Mandalorian in season 3 looked great, but that was like for a couple seconds. He's gonna be he's gonna be like a main character in this movie, which is really cool too. The, the Anzellans, they seem to be playing a way bigger role in this movie than I thought. Like I didn't think they'd be that involved, but they're in it a little ton.
Yeah, they're there and front and center. I am so excited to see this Anzellan starship flying in the galaxy because it's like
Tiny.
it's super small. It might
Yeah.
be like I just don't see how that just gets like thrown off into space somehow. But
You're
they
right,
make it
though,
work.
because they don't do that ever. Like we've seen so many different starships in different sizes of starships, way bigger, usually bigger, and they all fit human-sized people. But we don't ever see like a really small starship like that right there, which is so cool.
Oh, they can land that thing anywhere. Like, do you think if they landed outside of Mos Pelgo, Cobb Vanth dude, well, I mean, R.I.P., but do you think you'd even press them for parking over there? You'd just be
No.
like, oh yeah, just y'all
It's like
can
a
sit
bike.
there. That's fine.
Just like lock it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the starship racks, they're right over there. You can
Yeah,
just
it's like
park
a
those
cable.
there.
You just cable it.
A lot more
I don't know.
X-wings too in that clip we just watched. I thought this would be a lot more of just, I guess, Din on an adventure. Didn't think that the New Republic would be as involved, but look, like there's X-wings, Y-wings, U-wings all over the place. Like this is an all-out. Well, Ahsoka season 2 got the description of a war in our Star Wars, but it almost seems like this movie's gonna set that up in a way.
Yep.
I hope this kind
Yeah.
of gives the like and Brandon, you've been talking about this with kind of like your big ending theory, but I kind of hope the New Republic gets waxed at the end of this movie. Like I hope they kind of underestimate the situation, and it's like I mean Mando's gonna do his thing. Like when we've been talking,
Right.
we're not sure if Mando comes out of this unscathed. But it's like I kind of hope they underestimate the situation, and they're like, yeah, we'll send 20 ships to go look at this, figure it out, and it's just like bleeds into Ahsoka season 2, where it's like, oh, we have a major problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too. I love the idea of like, because it looks like in this trailer at least they're bombing the Hutts and not the Empire. So it'd be cool if like they think they won versus the Hutts and then the Empire just swoops in, or like it would be so awesome. But the Chimera comes out of hyperspace and Thrawn's just like, how you thought, something like that, like a crazy cliffhanger ending.
What a shot!
Yeah, that'd be awesome. A cliffhanger ending to set up Ahsoka season 2, but maybe even to set up a second movie would be cool too. But yeah, go.
That'd be nice.
I was just thinking like we've seen it a few times, but having the upward shot of the Chimera rolling up with the his logo on the bottom of the ship,
Ooh.
that would be insane.
Yeah.
And also the people in the galaxy, in our main galaxy, that have actually seen the Chimera before, they're gonna see all the gold plating and the new inscriptions on there. So like they're like, oh nah, like he's back and more than likely better. He has this army now. He has allies in the Night Sisters, Night Mothers, who are very strong in magic. Another thing that goes alongside with the Force. They're gonna have resources. They can bring back the dead. They can do anything. Thrawn has so much at his disposal that it's almost like, how does this dude take an L anytime soon, other than the Filoni endgame? Like it's just insane.
Yeah, and in that end game, supposedly, I mean, you're gonna need to have all these different characters come together to take him down. It's the coolest thing about Thrawn because he's one of my favorite characters. Is he doesn't have the Force. He just outsmarts you. He outthinks you. Like we need to see that on the big screen. We need to see that in live action more because we see it in Rebels. We've seen it in the books a ton, but we need to see that like in live action, and that's what we're getting this year. 2026 is like the year of Thrawn. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. It's a good point.
One of my favorite things with Thrawn, also real quick, is I love when how they've been doing the with live action. We get the same voice actors, like with Bo-Katan, we get with Thrawn, like
Yes.
it's the same. So there's no deviation of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. I'm like, oh, it's Thrawn from Rebels. Like it's the same. It's the same tactful, like just devious dude who's doesn't really make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing too with Thrawn is I'm not the largest Rebels fan, so I know that's where you get a lot of him. And plus, like the old novels, I have never read those, so me getting that really, I mean, obviously I was introduced to him in Rebels, but getting him in live action completely changed how I even looked at Star Wars Rebels from there on out. And plus, there's times where I'll literally just go to Ahsoka season 1 and go to the episodes when they get on Peridia, just so I can like feel for Thrawn and like kind of understand what the character is, because it's just done so well. And you know, he's a Mickelson brother, so I mean, he's goated already. So I'm just like, dude, like this guy is killing it live action. But I'll never forget that first time we seen him live action, man. That was different.
Yeah.
That was different.
His entrance in the hangar bay of the Chimera, and they're all chanting Thrawn. Like that's just so badass.
Dude. Soon we will see him again. Let's 50 seconds in. Let's get this.
The bad baby.
Strap in.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good? I'll be right behind you. Go.
Yo, dude, is Embo gonna take out an Anzellan? That's all I took from that shot. That's all I took from that. Does he just step on him?
I think the Marok, not the Inquisitor Marok, but the dog Marok.
The
I
dog?
think he's gonna eat an Anzellan, and I think that's like pretty dark and stuff. But like Star Wars has done stuff like that before. I actually just I'm rewatching Mando right now. One of the opening scenes of season 1 of The Mandalorian is Salacious B. Crumb, or one of his species, I guess, being rotating, being cooked. Like I'm like, dang, that's dark. But here we are. So it's not. There's just too many shots actually in this trailer. We're about to see one too, where there's only 3 Anzellans, not 4. So it's like one of them has to die.
That's why they didn't name them in the Lego set. They just said Anzellan 1, Anzellan 2.
Yeah, Anzellan. Dude, one
names.
of them. There is a Funko that of the second wave for Mando and Grogu that has his name, and I think it's Clang or Clung, Clang or Clung. So we know he's gonna survive. Oh man, like no, the way he's like, it's like stop. I'm gonna have to turn my head.
Well, the other thing about that too, in the shot of Embo, is really cool because Din Djarin is right in front of him in a net, like laying on the ground. So there's gonna be some epic bounty hunter on bounty hunter action sequence on Navarro in the rain, like with these two fighting it out, and Embo comes out on top, which is gonna be interesting. I don't know how that'll work, but that's just gonna be like this is gonna be the most action-packed 2.5 hours we're ever gonna see.
Embo's like, I've been doing this for years, dog. Like you're new to the game.
True.
I'm putting up a poll in the chat, guys. Let us know. Do you love this Mando and Grogu final trailer? Let us know. Let's see how that goes. Oh my goodness, dude. No, not the Anzellans. But Embo looked great. I guess we can pull from that 1000%.
Little kid sneeze from Grogu too. But straight like with the tongue out.
Are you good? Chew.
Yeah.
Go. Go.
will suffer. Then it will be his turn.
Monstrous. The old protect the young. And then the young protect the old.
Man. So that shot right there is super, it makes you think like, okay, is Mando knocked out? Is Mando dead? I don't think they're going to show us that in the trailer. But something that I pulled from this, Jon Favreau said that there's going to be some stop motion in this movie. And you can tell it's with those big droids. And that looked so good. You can tell it's stop motion, but you almost can't tell it's stop motion because it's such good stop motion, if that makes sense. Like, it's so good. But that entire thing with the Hutts, and Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal has that. He has that acting sense where, you know, we've seen him die in other projects, but it reminds me of how he acted in The Last of Us. If you guys have seen that, or if you haven't seen that, so sorry for the spoiler warning. But he has that look on his face, especially, you know, before he got in The Last of Us, and it's like I see that right there. Unless he's really just selling the moment. But what did you guys think of that little clip right there?
Yeah, this whole trailer is just telling us that Din Djarin's gonna die. Now, is it just trying to make us think Din Djarin's gonna die? Probably. Like, he's telling Grogu, "I'll be right behind you." That's a classic. He's a goner. You see him here laying on the ground. He looks like he's dead. Sigourney Weaver earlier in the trailer says, What will he do when you're not there to protect him? He's gonna die." Like, it's all just hinting at this guy dying. So, and if we're being honest, he's got 3 seasons of a television show. He's getting his own movie. He has probably more screen time than 99% of Star Wars characters. His death would be deserving at this point. So, do I think he'll die in his own movie? Realistically, no. But they're definitely trying to make us think he is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I think one of the cool things, and I've seen this been pointed out online. It was one of the I replayed had to have been like 4 months ago. I replayed Star Wars Republic Commando, and it's like when you shoot
Mm.
off the armor of the super battle droids, it's what that droid looks like. So everyone was saying, "Oh, it's the super B2 battle droid that's like all juiced up without the armor plate," and that's that same look almost. So it's like, where did they get these,
Yeah.
heavily expanded EU separatist droids?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
cool to
it's
see
cool that
droids
they're
again.
pulling.
Yeah, because this is like, I don't even know, 30 years or 25 maybe years after the Clone Wars has ended, and to see just droids roaming around still. Obviously, they're all beat up or advanced or whatever you want to call them. But the Hutts using them is cool.
Dude, I love it so much. Skywalking Ryan, what's up? Explore the Force, how's it going? Glad to see you guys here. Zan Star Killer, love to see you, man. Caden, what's up? What's so insane though too is, do we think that the Hutts are going to speak Huttese? Is it just in basic for the trailer viewing? Only because we see them talk in the Book of Boba Fett. They speak Huttese. I think though, if they do speak English in the or basic in the movie, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I would still be able to go to bed that night. But at the same time, for the trailer viewing, I feel like it's just easier for anyone to see and understand what's going on. So maybe they just translated it into basic just for us to understand what's going on. But what do you guys think the Hutt twins are going to be speaking in Huttese or basic in the movie? Because that's a big thing.
I think it depends in the aspect of like, well, one, it's like, do they want people reading captions when they're watching this movie? And like, that's one aspect. But then there's when I think of Star Wars, like and I can't remember if this came from like KOTOR or somewhere where I read it, but it's like, in the Star Wars universe, there's like an interpreter basically that you pick up so you can understand different languages. So I think it's kind of the understood that, we see all these different alien races and things like that. And it's like, everyone speaks, English or whatever language it is that you're
Yeah.
watching, and so it's like it's kind of understood, or maybe not understood, but you bypass that communication barrier where it's like, oh, everyone, it's the future, we can space travel, all that good stuff. It's like we have an ability where it's like you could probably put something on, and it's like, oh, I understand what everyone's saying.
Yeah, I like that idea. I honestly think it might just be for the trailer because, like Brandon just said, they speak Huttese in the Book of Boba Fett, And they've already done it with like Greedo in A New Hope or Jabba in Return of the Jedi, where they just speak a different language. Now, the only problem with that is, does Din Djarin also speak Huttese? Because I don't see a protocol droid there or somebody to
Hmm.
translate. So then that becomes another issue. But somebody brought it up in the chat too, and Brendan put it on the screen, was Rada. Rada's definitely going to speak Basic. There's no way that they brought in Jeremy Allen White to speak
Yeah.
To make
Huttese.
sounds.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he will speak Basic, and it would be really funny, honestly, if the Hutts were just messing with Boba Fett, making him translate Huttese. But yeah, I think they'll speak Huttese.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. They're like, yeah, Boba, we want the palace back. This is ours, man. Like realistically, from kin to kin, this is ours. So we're gonna make you work for it. We'll annoy you a little bit, but then with Din Djarin potentially in his in knocking on death's door, he's getting spoken to in his in his normal language.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny as hell. Let's continue here. This shot kills me, man, because it's just like if Din goes out, I've cried twice in Star Wars, but I think right here this could do me in, man. Oh, all right, come on, man.
It's time.
Are you scared? You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
Absolute Filoni. Absolute Filoni. Oh my goodness. So really cool thing in the last shots too. You get to see some of the old B1 battle droid little speeder cruiser things. That's really cool to see. Got a good little camera angle on that. Got to see some of the remnant stormtroopers fly off their little land speeder just like they did in the sequels. That was a really cool little call. And also, Mike, you hit it right on the head, man. Saying that the New Republic is gonna defeat the Hutts, blow up maybe just their palace, their little setup there on Nal Hutta, and they think that they won. So that right there, that shot really points that out. But yeah, the good little end of the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool to think like it's your question is in the sequel trilogy now, where are the Mandalorians? Where are the Hutts? And if you actually see what happens to them in the Mandoverse, like they reclaim their homeworld of Mandalore, so they're rebuilding their world. The Hutts are all dead because we watched them die in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Like explanation for all that stuff would be really cool. And if the twin Hutts go out in this movie, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Put up a poll, will you stand and applaud at the end of the movie? Maybe silently, because it's always like I always think back to The Force Awakens when they saw the Falcon for the first time. It was just rah, and it's like, guys, hold on, like they're talking.
Yeah.
But I get the hype. You can never be mad at someone for being hyped, and I love that, especially in Star Wars. It's always good to see.
I'm missing the exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll probably do a nice golf clap, just kind of, yeah, this is great. Absolutely. So yeah, we'll probably go see Jimmy from Explore the Force and go watch it in IMAX with him. So we'll link up with some of the friends and go see that, because I know I got like some homies just like in my where I live alone that were making the trip to go see it. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's gonna be super, super good. What is there anything else from the trailer that we missed that we didn't really talk too much about?
Where'd the Razor Crest come from? The 2.0. Like
Yeah.
where does that come from? They just like the New Republic is like, oh, I got this warehouse with another Razor Crest in there, or we found all the pieces and rebuilt it. Like that's where I'm like, I really hope they don't just like give him the ship and don't establish that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice and new. The old Razor Crest was all beat up and really old. So, yeah, an explanation for that would be great. And the N1 Starfighter, like, where does his old ship go? I think
Cobb.
we might. Yeah, I think we might.
Yeah,
see
give it to
Embo-
Cobb.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think we might actually see Embo blow it up during that fight on Navarro, but that would kind of stink.
Embo and I will be throwing hands at that point, because you can't release the UCS N1 and not let it survive.
Yeah.
But my thing, I think with Den working with, I think it would be a funny scene is if they pull up in the N1 to, a Delphi base and they're talking to Sigourney Weaver and she's like, "You think you're going to pick up a hut in that thing?" So then they're like, "Hey, let's give you basically your renter, your work vehicle." So they're going to lend him a Razor Crest 2.0, the one we see with the yellow tints on it. And that is obviously going to be big enough to store Rada, the hut, in. So I think that's what they're going to try to do there. And of course, once they get to, because what do we think? What planet do we think that they're on? Is it Nar Shaddaa? Is it not? Is it just a different little cityscape looking planet?
I think it's Nar Shaddaa. The only thing is, like, we haven't seen that in live action yet. So how they're gonna pull that off, and where does it, I guess, exist in the galaxy? Like, is it in hut space? And why does Stinky not want to go back home? Like, why is he a gladiator? There's a lot of questions there.
He's like
I mean,
my twin cousins treat me like shit, man. I don't want to be with them.
I mean, I think it would be somewhere like Outer Rim. It's like we always get in Mando, we got the explanation where like, hey, we're probably not going to get help from the New Republic. Like it's like when we can't go out and help the Mandalorians, like that's not going to happen. We can't get a requisition for that. So it's like I imagine it's somewhere Outer Rim. They don't have the resources really to get out there. The New Republic is already kind of spread thin and kind of already deemed incompetent by a lot of people. So like I kind of think it's going to be a newly established place in the galaxy where it's like it might be by name, but it's going to be like, hey, we're implementing it here in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be really cool though, is if to see that's how, Den gets the Razor Crest and he's probably going to be super stoked like, "Man, it's been a while, this is what I wanted Pelly to make me, wanted to get me, and she can't even do that." So it's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, the New Republic, the new employers can help me out." Yeah, I just think that's going to be cool to see Mando and a Razor Crest. And plus for like, the OG Mando fans and, even some of the new ones, casual fans, whatever kind of fan you are, it's going to be cool to see Din Djarin and a Razor Crest yet again. Because once his OG ship got blown up, I was like, "Are you kidding me? They blew up that ship? That's what's going on now?" So it's like, so is he just gonna ride in Boba Slave 1? Is Boba an Uber driver now? Like, what's going on? Like, what's his next ship? And it was cool to see an N1 though. I really like that ship.
Yeah. Did not see that one coming for sure. They were probably sitting there in the background going, "What is the craziest ship we could give Din Djarin at this point?" And they were like, "How about from the Phantom Menace, the N1 Naboo Starfighter?"
Do we make it
Yeah.
yellow? No.
No, make it all
No.
silver to match his armor because he likes matching things.
Yep. Oh,
Jarvis,
it's so sweet.
drip this ship out.
Yeah.
For real. But yeah, it's gonna be so nice to see Star Wars back in theaters, man. This is what we've been waiting for, and like I can't stress that enough. It's so, you see the friends and other fans going to like Disney World, Disneyland, and you can feel the magic. So cool. And I feel like with Star Wars, that's how I feel. Is just it being back in theaters. That's what we're used to. The first 6 films, with like that's all we got. It was all theatrical experience, and then of course, you get them on DVD and you watch them over and over at home or VHS, depending on what time you come from. And like now we're back to that yet again. So gonna be so cool to see this in theaters. I assume, boys, we're going like first release possible, correct? When it
Oh
releases.
yeah. Yeah, so I've already got tickets. I bought 20 IMAX tickets, and I've already said this on my stream, but we're doing an in-person sort of watch party thing. So, like, anybody who can get to
That's
Boston
rad.
type deal. Yeah. Anybody who can get to Boston, you got a free ticket type deal. Yeah, whatever. But, so yeah, opening night, which is Thursday, May 21st at 7:30. I'm ready for it. And then obviously I'm going to watch it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe even Monday that weekend too. And if I'm feeling nice, probably Tuesday after that. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Depending
gonna
on
be
how good the movie is, I might watch it every single day for its entire run.
Dude, that's so dope. Yeah, that's great, man. You're giving back. So yeah, if you're in Boston, go check it out with a guy who
Yeah.
loves Star Wars. That's gonna be nice, man.
It'll be fun. And like you guys are meeting up in your area of the woods, I do have some other content creators coming too. So it'll be fun. That's the best part about this, though, is like Star Wars, when it's in the movie theaters, it just brings people together, especially just obviously content creators who love Star Wars, but just people in general too. So
Yeah. Beautiful thing. John, what's it looking like on the West Coast? Is it going to be packed at your theater?
Probably. We only have one IMAX in like an 80-mile vicinity to me, and
Wow.
that
Mm.
sold out instantly. But we have a movie
Oh,
theater right
shit.
here, so it's like I'm not gonna get IMAX experience, but I'm still gonna go see it. We're gonna watch it. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna be it'll be packed. So I'm a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
alone with my community out here on the West Coast in Santa Barbara, so it'll be me, myself, and my wife watching the movie.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, what's
Beautiful.
funny too about that was when I went to go get tickets, they came out at 10, and at 10:15 I got tickets, and I was concerned, like people have been concerned, oh, this movie's not going to sell enough tickets, whatever. And immediately, 15 minutes late, I go and I look, and all the middle seats are taken. I'm like, what the hell? So I think we're doing all right.
It's so funny too when you go on there and see like people buying their tickets, and it's like, why did you just buy the middle,
Front row.
like left center middle? Like, what are you doing? You know, there's only one spot besides you now, so it's just like a person who sits there has to sit by themselves now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always funny how people kind of orchestrate their tickets. But yeah, right in the middle, getting a little 20 spot. That's pretty sick, man. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Well, with his answer, I'll go with you, John. Yeah,
Yep,
Zan.
absolutely.
Guys, so let's veer off into Maul Shadow Lord tonight. Yeah, about 14 hours. We're gonna see 2 new episodes,
Nice.
and oh my goodness, like I said at the beginning, this is something so different. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, but tonight, over on Mike's channel, they will be doing a watch party as well, and of course, we'll be doing a watch party here as well, talking about and watching Maul Shadow Lord episode 5 and 6 with you guys. But chapter 5 is titled Inquisition, and chapter 6 is titled Night of the Hunted. Guys, y'all take the floor. What do we think's going to happen in these episodes tonight after last week?
Well, somebody's got to be hunted. No, I think the Empire
I
showing
know
up.
that.
At the end of episode 4, the Empire showing up was awesome. Of course, we've seen a ton of Inquisitors in the trailers, so you assume that this week we're getting those guys, Marok and the Crow. I kind of think that Master Eco Dio is gonna be Master Eco Dedo at the end of this episode, or at the end of this week, I guess, just because Night of the Hunted, somebody's got to die. There's got to be some stakes here, and I think in Devon's journey to fall to the dark side, this master who's keeping her tied to the light has to go. But
I agree, dude. I think Big Unc is biting the dust. And I think that's one thing where it's, Maul can provide the support that she's gonna need, and he's gonna give her you're stronger than he's gonna give her like the Goku Gohan vibe. It's like you're stronger than you think.
Mm.
Like we're gonna do this. We're gonna see it out type vibe. We'll help you get your vengeance. Um, and then again, I think Brandon, you've heard me say this like a million times now, but I'm waiting for the shot of the Star Destroyer sitting over Janix. When they released it in the trailer, it was one of my favorite things. Like I'm gonna get it out when they release it. I'll buy it at Disneyland for an absurd price and get it framed.
yeah,
But it's one of my favorite shots of the show, and so I think it's gonna start out with this, the Star Destroyer rolling up. We're gonna see the everything take precedent, city going to lockdown type vibe. Um, but with Night of the Hunted, it's like, I think you're absolutely right in the aspect where it's going to be them hunting, Devin and Eco, and then Homeboy's going to bite the dust, and that's where it's going to be like, "Where's Maul? I'm right here. Jump in," and then fight with Merrick.
yeah,
Oh, dude, I need that. I need that like air, dude. Like Maroc getting some extended time. He's obviously talking a lot more in this, and the Crow as well, being back from Tales of the Jedi that we just talked about earlier. I feel like they're just like, you know what? We have these 2 characters that look so cool and could be so visually stunning in this gritty, grungy Maul Shadow Lord airbrush style animation from Clone Wars season 7, and they're just like, we have to plug these characters in here. And obviously, like Explore the Force, they got to see the first 8 episodes, so freaking luckies. But we will wait tonight to see what happens. And right up top, they said that these episodes are really good. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens, but I just think it's going to be just an all-out action. I think episode
Yeah.
5 is really going to be into it, and Night of the Hunted, I feel like that's going to be, I mean, who's getting hunted? I mean, what are the POVs here? Is it going to be the Empire hunting Maul? Is it going to be the Empire hunting Devin and Docky? John, you got something?
Could we see, so like when I think of Night of the Hunted, could we see that in like a twofold aspect where it's the Jedi, but then also Brander, where it's like he's kind of facing
Ooh,
his consequences for, and that may happen in
Yeah.
episode 5, but it's like, could he also be the hunted in the aspect of, he actively went against the Empire, didn't want to bring them in. He's kind of like the thorn in their side type vibe.
he's
Yeah.
being hunted by his imperial wife.
Yeah, honestly, might be. I think Brander's an interesting character because we kind of, I guess, feel like we know where everybody else is going. Brander's a mystery. Like, we don't know what he's going to do. We don't know how he's going to react to the Empire being here. But in that way, too, where you guys were talking about the Inquisitors, I think they're going to be hunting the Jedi because they're going to find out that Devin is. Well, Master Ego Dio at the end of the last episode was extremely injured. So
Mm.
I think Devin's going to get caught by herself trying to go maybe get medical supplies or something like that.
Mm.
And then the Empire is going to be like, okay, there's Jedi here. So then they start getting hunted. And then they find out that Maul is alive. And that's where we get the scene from the trailer where Marok is kneeling before a hologram and says, "My lord, Maul lives." So I think that's how these two episodes will end to set up, yeah, to set up Vader coming either next week or the week after that in the finale. But it's just gonna be so cool to see. And there's one in particular trailer that shows Maul really like beat up. He's like crawling his way through a sewer and he's really injured. So that might actually happen this week too. Because if you think about it, he's going up against 2 Jedi and 2 Inquisitors. Like, it's everybody versus Maul right now. So he might actually lose this fight.
Yeah. Was that the middle trailer or the last trailer?
The one where he's really hurt.
Yeah.
It's like one of the shorter ones. It's the one with like 7 million views on YouTube, I think.
Cool. Yeah, let me try to find that. But dude, it's the fact that I think it's really cool though, because like Maul in his own show, clearly he's the Shadow Lord, and we got to see a little bit of that even last week in the episodes, is when he crushed down the entrance to their like little tunnel system down to the under, and it was just so cool to see Maul grimacing as well. He got his leg messed up, and which that was really cool. They're still cybernetic legs. They're gonna malfunction and they're mechanical, so things can short out, and it was so cool to know that he's just like, okay, at this time we must, attend to what is next. Like, it's either going to be against Brander, trying to figure out what side he's on, or it's going to be against Docky and Devin. He's still wanting Devin to be alongside with him, kind of replacing what he thought Ahsoka Tano could be. And they're going to be going against the Empire, and it's going to be so interesting to see how all that works. But yeah, him crawling through the sewer is going to be probably super reminiscent of him kind of just closing down the walls and kind of capturing or closing off himself from the outside. So that theme alone is amazing.
Well, this is, I guess, the mind-blowing theory of it all. When Maul, in the first episode, he's seeing Force visions of this girl. And to my knowledge, Maul has not really had that ability before where he's seeing Force visions. So I guess the theory would be the Empire has created all this power, and there's a huge vacuum in the light side of the Force because they killed all the Jedi. So maybe the Force itself sees Maul as the best option to combat that. So the Force itself sends him visions of this Jedi girl who he can train to help try to go up against Palpatine and Vader, because the Force needs to be balanced. It balances itself. That's why Anakin is created. That's why Luke and Leia are created to combat the horrible things that happened during Order 66. So the Force would then try to combat this crazy shift to just pure darkness in the galaxy, and maybe that's by sending Maul Force visions about this girl, because this is not an ability that Maul has ever had before.
I
What
love
an
that,
insane take.
I I want to follow up with that in the aspect of the Force reaching out to Devin through Maul's lightsaber with like the Sith
Yes.
chants. It's like, we see the it literally manifest itself to Devin and allow that's how Maul learns Devin's name is through that literally the lightsaber speaking out to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're seeing that interpretation of the Force give itself to them. And it's like, all right, I love the idea of you saying that he's the best option. Like the Force is looking around like the
Yeah.
with that Pulp Fiction meme, like this is what I got. Like, all right, man, like
Yeah.
we're rolling with it. So it's like I love that take, dude.
Because
Yeah.
all the other Jedi survivors, because everybody makes the meme that like, oh my God, did Order 66 even work? There's so many survivors now. There's 10,000 Jedi. There's probably like less than 100 left. Like that's a 99.9% success rate or whatever it is. Um,
Yeah.
which in one day he killed the entire Jedi Order. That's pretty impressive. Either way, uh, Palpatine, not a bad guy, but a pretty bad guy. So when you're looking across at all these
What murder?
survivors, when you're looking across at all these survivors, it's mostly just kids. It's Kanan Jarrus, who's a youngling. It's Cal Kestis, who's pretty young. Even Balin Skoll was pretty young at the time. Ahsoka goes into hiding. She's not even a Jedi at this point. Uh, you even have Devon Izara, her master, of course, who's older, but she's still a child. So Maul is technically at this point the best option if the
Yeah.
Force is looking at options to take down Palpatine, because his want for revenge is already there, and he has the best ability, even though he's not going to. I really want to know, because we're going towards a Maul versus Vader fight, obviously. I really want to know if Maul and Palpatine ever end up in the same room together again. Because the last time, of course, it was horrible. Palpatine comes in and just absolutely destroys them on Mandalore. But if Maul's goal is to get revenge on Palpatine, I wonder if he ever succeeds on actually getting in the same room with him.
I don't think he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
I think Palpatine is so like I'm so above this. Like,
yeah,
in the Clone Wars, it's like, okay, let me deal with an issue because he has a Sith apprentice, blah 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 blah, he's causing issues. Um, right now it's like he's building the Death Star, he's making sure like Order 66 is cleaned up, like he's doing all this stuff. I think he's just and that's why he has Vader, that's why there's the Inquisitors, like he's got this security force, the blanket. Um, but it's like, we could see him attempting where it's like, okay, I know where Palpatine is. I know where he's going to be at this time. I'm going to try to get there. And then that's where maybe Vader steps out and is like, no.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so my thing too with Palpatine is, like you said, he's above this. He's like, all right, look, like Maul is a thorn in my side, and for the Empire and what we're trying to run here. So obviously, sending the Inquisitors out, I don't think it's going to go too well for the Inquisitors. They're going to get, kind of bashed up for sure. But them sending Vader is a really, really good take because you have to look at the timeline. We're only up to a year after Order 66. This is up to a year of Vader being Darth Vader in a suit that is very limited to his abilities. The Inquisitor system is anywhere from 9 months to a year old. They're still testing. They're still going through loopholes. Palpatine is only 9 months to a year into running the Galactic Empire. So things are really fresh at this point.
yeah,
And I feel like Maul understanding Palpatine and like Mike said, if someone is capable of balancing the force right now, it is Maul. Maul knows the enemy. Maul used to serve the enemy, and he has that revenge aspect that he wants to get back on said enemy. So I really do think that this is a good time for Maul to be kind of the chosen one in this era because he's really the only factor that knows what Palpatine's capable of. Did he know what Order 66 was going to be at first? No, but he sensed it out and even tried telling Ahsoka about it. And every time I think about Ahsoka, she had the chance to tell Yoda, she didn't. She had the chance to listen to Maul, she didn't. What do you want with Anakin Skywalker? You lie. Pisses me off every time. Ahsoka, listen.
Read the room.
But yeah, it's just like, come on. But we wouldn't have Star Wars on what it is today if Ahsoka listened. So that's okay. But I just feel like, yeah, at this time and place, this is the perfect chance for Maul to get the Empire where he can get them in only a year's time of them being a development. Like this
yeah.
just started. It just started.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned Maul as the chosen one. how far we've come. Uh,
Right?
yeah, he's our best option. That's a bad universe we live in. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think this week is going to be very telling to see how far Devin comes to the dark side. Last week, she was really thinking about it, like quite a bit. There was a couple scenes where they zoom in on her face, and she's like,
The fist pound.
"Oh, yeah," the fist pound. She's getting angry. So it might be the week where we see Devin go full dark side, or at least help Maul fight versus Inquisitors, the common enemy. The Empire kind of arrived at the perfect time, even though they don't want them to come. But we'll see.
Right. Is there any world, which I mean, I feel like there's maybe a 2 to 5% chance, but is there any chance that Devin takes out Uncle Docky? Is there any chance of that? It
I
sounds
think
extreme, but maybe
Yes.
Maul is just like, this is how you succumb this power, is taking out your master. Is there any chance that Docky's holding her back to where
Mm,
she can't be her full potential with Maul and potentially the dark side?
I'm gonna say no because we did see it in the Acolyte, but the difference there is that Soul made a huge mistake and killed OSHA's entire family. So OSHA had something. So OSHA had something
Saul.
against. Yeah. So OSHA had something against Soul there, where she was really angry at him and killed him. That makes sense. Right now, Devin, like Master Daki, to my knowledge, has not killed her entire family. Maybe that's something that pops up in this episode. Um,
Right.
but I don't think she has anything against this master, at least that badly, that would cause for her to be the one to kill him. Unless she does it by accident, which would be brutal. But
Oof.
because we
And you
see
have no
her
choice but going to the dark side at that
yeah,
point, right?
like when she escapes and she comes back, like they hug like family. Like they have that like they embrace each other, like they make sure they're okay. It's that like, not like father-daughter relationship, but like that they have a they play the master apprentice very well. Where it's
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
they survived Order 66. They're still, on the path of what they think is the honor or the honorable route. Um, so it's like, no, I just can't see them pulling that. I could see him doing the sacrifice, like I'm gonna fight these two inquisitors so you can get out of here, and then
yeah.
she sees him get cut down type of vibe. Um, but I would have a hard time seeing them have her do it.
Yeah. See, and that's what I think too. And I think it's just a fun thing to think about. But I do think the Inquisitors, or maybe they last against the Inquisitors. I don't. There are scenes right in the trailer of Daki up against the Inquisitors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a sort of a big fight where all five of them with
Hmm.
lightsabers are fighting each other.
Okay, there we go. Because I was trying to remember if he was in them scenes or not. But that's where he has his hood off and he has his Coleman and Trevor, even though they're not the same species.
Yeah.
Canonically confirmed now. They that's where we get his his little headpiece back there. So, ooh, yeah, I think a cool thing for the Vader chance where Vader comes into this. Obviously, it's probably Marat calling to Vader, letting him know, "My Lord, Maul lives." So now Palpatine's like, all right, let me let loose my pit bull. Let him go and prove something to me in his first year of
Yeah.
being in this suit. That I obviously torture him in. Let's see what he can do here. And Anakin inside of Vader has fought force projections of Maul. That was part of his training growing up.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
he could know the enemy now. So this would be a really good fight. Maybe this is where Daki dies to the hands of Vader. And what a cool, like in Star Wars, if you go out to Vader. It's awesome, right? You're dead now, but I mean,
Yeah.
go out to Vader. This would be a cool way, and this could explain Maul in Rebels telling Ezra and Ahsoka, like, look, you can't. There has to be, you need help to go against Vader, and that
Yep.
help could be Daki sacrificing himself or giving enough time for Maul and Devin to get away. And dude, I don't care what anyone says. Maul and Vader clashing lightsabers breaks the internet.
Yeah.
That is
For
the
I,
sure.
I
craziest thing in Star Wars.
I think I got two parts on that in the aspect of, in Revenge of the Sith, we see Vader in his all blacked out suit and all that stuff. But I would love to see like a battle damaged Vader, whether it's like his metal leg is showing or something like that. Like we've seen it in
Hmm.
comics and expanded and all that good stuff. But I would
Yeah.
love to see that. And then also, like, if we were to get that fight where it's him versus the three of them, like, I would love to see it where, like, it's like Docky comes to protect and he just cuts Docky down like nothing. It's
Yeah.
like you're nothing to me. I'm like, I am at the pinnacle of myself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be really cool too if like we got to see Daki go up against the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors can't get it done, and then Vader shows up and does it in like a second. I'd really like to, like, we know that Marok, or we think that Marok is going to die because in Ahsoka, it's like he's brought back to life with Night Sister magic.
Hmm.
What if he doesn't die to Maul or even Devin, but he dies to Vader? Like Vader's like, you have failed me
Your
one too many
failure.
times. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just slices him down. Like Vader's killed people for less. You see him in The Empire Strikes Back. He's like,
Choke that guy out.
yeah, chokes this guy out. So I mean, that would be crazy. He's like, you failed me one last time, and then just kills Marok. That'd be cool.
You see Maul like
Man.
climb out, grab his body, drag him away.
Yes.
See,
taking
and
this with me.
that's what I'm thinking, dude. We talked about that earlier. Is however Maraka dies, obviously we know
He comes
I
back.
yeah, like he's obviously comes back, but like what if Maul was like this one had potential. Let's see if he can be a resource to the Night Sisters. Maybe they try maybe Maul's like this could be my sidekick, you know. Let's
Yeah.
resurrect him and get him going.
Savage 2.0.
Yeah, like give him to the Night Sisters, take him back to Dathomir. Does Scorn and Icarus need to be taken back home? Is Maul just renting them for a little bit here on Janix? And
Mhm.
seeing Dathomir yet again would be amazing. We know we're going to see it in Ahsoka season 2. There could be a glimpse of it in the Mandalorian and Grogu. Whether we see Thrawn or not, we could very well see Dathomir. But could this be the year of Dathomir? You know, seeing it yet again in Maul Shadow Lord, and be like, look, this guy is a good resource. Use him and yeah, bring him back to life. He could be a good asset one day, and then Morgan Elsbeth gets a hold of him. Be dope.
Yeah. That'd be great.
I mean, between
Little
season 1 and season 2, you have to assume we're going to Dathomir.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
it's where he's from. That's where the Zabraks are. Like, that's where his people are. Like, if they're where they're posted up, like, there has to be that return with, hey, I'm here for something, a purpose. I'm running from the Empire. Like, they're not going to come to Dathomir. They think we're all dead. Um,
Yeah.
but some aspect where, yeah, now we have that magic back where it's with Morgan Elsbeth, and we see the implementation of, all right, let's start it up again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. But yeah, so tonight, guys, I know we're hype. I'm not even going to ask how hype we are for these episodes, but in the chat, let us know how hype you are for tonight. We will be covering Maul Shadow Lord, episode 5 and 6, and 2 different watch parties. And of course, John, he's going to be up. We will be talking about it first, reactions, of course, after the watch party. So yeah, with that being said, any last things for the Mandalorian and Grogu or Maul Shadow Lord? Mike, do you have anything? John, do you have anything?
I'll give you my last Maul prediction, and it's one that I guess I haven't really talked about yet, and it's too crazy that it might just actually work.
Oh my God! Right here
Mike-
on Clan Brandalorian, on Clan Fed, on the Boba Fett, we're gonna see a Mike prediction. Give it to us.
It might not happen this week, but I think it could happen before the end of the season. Rook cast, Icarus and Scorn, all the Mandalorians, they're all gonna die. Everybody that Maul is with
Well,
is gonna die, to the Empire, to the Inquisitors, to whatever. And in season 2, where we see Maul and Solo, he needs new henchmen. He needs a new army. He goes and gets the Crimson Dawn. Goes to Dryden Voss, goes to Kira, and all them, because Rook cast is gone. Devin will still probably be there, but everybody else is done. They're cooked.
Ooh,
could we see all those dudes get waxed and then like a end credit scene of Rook walking out somewhere and like kind of hinting at becoming the armorer?
That
Like,
would
I'm
be
done. Like,
Yeah.
I've been waxed 3 times. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be really cool. Well, the reason I say that too is because that trailer where Maul is really injured going through that tunnel by himself. Like, it might just be he came from a war where everybody he had died and he lost badly, and he's the only survivor. And maybe Rook Cast survives, like you just said, and maybe she becomes the armorer, which would be awesome. But other than that, it would just be Maul, and he has to sort of rebuild again. He's still got the Pikes, which we just saw him take over, and then he goes to Dryden Voss to take claim of that.
damn, that would be gnarly, dude. I like that because then that leaves up yeah, a good chance of Rook Cass becoming the armor. Maybe, she's the one that tells Din that she needs to go to the living waters to reclaim himself as a Mandalorian. Maybe that's how she finds that out. She goes
Yeah.
to Mandalore, she bathes in the living waters and redoes everything, becomes the armor. That would be such a cool, like,
I did
redemption.
this, so
What's
you
Star
gotta
Wars
do
without a
this.
redemption? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like, that's what I did. Now you do it. And yeah, and plus she knows about the dark saber. Of course, she's a Mandalorian, but she knows all the ways. She knows the Mandalorian culture. Maybe that's why she knows, moving the remnant of the different Mandalorians going out, like even with like Paz Vizsla and the ones like where I can't remember what planet they were on in the beginning of season 3 of Mando, but they're hiding basically. They have little factions in different areas. So maybe she thinks that's what it's all about going forward. She's already served for Maul and didn't ever end well. So
Or how about the reason maybe she doesn't take her helmet off, and the reason that we don't see her face in the Mandalorian at all is because she gets like burned or something in this show, or like has a really
ooh.
bad injury, so she has to like not take off her, or she doesn't want to take off her helmet anymore. Imagine all this started with Din Djarin not take, because most Mandalorians do, but she's just so like destroyed that like she gets hurt in the battle where she's like burned or something. That'd be crazy.
Mm. Yeah, and maybe it's so like heroic or so traumatic, even. It's one side, and she wants to always remember what she went through. That's why she still carries the little spikes on her helmet
Yeah.
to remind her of those times serving under Maul. Or maybe her and Maul don't even have a bad falling out. Maybe
Yeah.
she still feels for him in a way, and that's how she kind of, pays homage to Maul. Who
It could
knows?
be
Yeah.
a, hey, we gotta go our separate ways, and I understand you gotta do what you gotta do. Like shake down and, walk away.
Exactly.
Or she's simply like, I don't want to die, so I am getting away from you.
I'm
You're
out,
cool at
bro.
times, but I gotta go. Oh man, yeah, that'd be awesome. I love it. But yeah, John, you got anything before we jet?
No, the biggest, I guess the biggest thing on my menu is I will be tallying my giveaway results tonight. So today's the last day um for the Night Saber from the Saber Company that we're giving away. So we've got some good entries, man, and some great people that are taking part. But other than that, nah, man, it's a great day to be alive. I'm happy to be here with the group and ready for tonight.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, there's almost like 300 people in that giveaway, so they're one lucky winner, right?
Hey, yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed to Mike already, go check him out at A Guy Who Loves Star Wars. Nice, beautiful, positive, growing community over there. Go check him out. As always, breakdowns, everything. Mike, is there anything I'm missing from your channel? Is there anything you want to tell the people?
We talk about this weird thing. It's called oh, what's it called? Oh, Star Wars. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Star
What's
Wars.
that,
That's
bro?
that's what it is. So yeah, go check him out. Everything will be linked down below, so it's only a click away. And just want to give you guys a huge thanks for joining in the chat today. Awesome. Always love doing this every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Mike will be live 3 times a week as always. Watch party tonight. We will have a watch party on our end tonight. So you guys come check out one of the channels. That way you can watch them all Shadow Lord with somebody. You don't want to stay up till 2, 3 a.m. watching it wherever you're at. And,
Yeah.
just come watch it with the guys, have a good time. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, thank you so much. Be sure to go check out John. Be sure to go check out Mike. Be sure to check me out on all socials. And yeah, like I said, we'll see y'all next week. Mike, John, y'all have a good day. And Maul Shadow Lord tonight, episode 5 and 6, guys. Stay tuned. We will see these new episodes. Ooh, Maul Shadow Lord, I'm so hyped. Let's go. Let's go. But with all that being said, guys, yeah, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and we will see y'all next week here on Clan Fett. Thank you, Mike, for joining us, man. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day,